episode 26 of the JDA show, coming at you here on a Tuesday night, November 17th, right around 9 o'clock. Andy, Jesse, what's going on?
What up, everybody?
So, busy day in the sports world. Obviously, a lot to get to. Pretty much going to do the same old, basketball, NFL talk, some miscellaneous topics. But I guess, we can start the show off. If you guys want to take your victory lap, I was pretty confident that the Ravens were going to smoke the Patriots Sunday night, but obviously that was not the case. Huge win for the Patriots Sunday night. So
Prime example of you being a fucking hater to the fanboys that just blinds you into actually putting a real sports take together. You're starting to lose your mind, RJ. The fanboys are literally taking over,
enveloping your brain.
Well, at the end of the day, this is really a victory for me because I picked the Patriots to win the division.
You just said before we started, oh yeah, I know I'm getting a lashing from you guys.
I understand that, but I'm going to defend myself. I fucking obviously said probably 6 times that the Ravens were going to kill them on Sunday, and I honestly probably lost a lot of people money on Sunday too when we were here watching, and Jesse was like, bet the Patriots, they're going to win. I was like, don't do that. So I heard a lot of people with my actions. But, I was wrong. I think it was a good win for them. But yeah.
Obviously, the weather helped.
Yeah, the monsoon that came in.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't think I've seen rain like that in a long
Understood,
time.
And any game like that is going to be ugly. But what do you do in a game like that? You run
Pound
the
the
football.
rock.
Yeah.
And you said that the Ravens were going to run right down our throat.
I said 200 plus yards.
Damian Harris outrushed the Ravens.
Total.
He did, yeah. Their total was 115, and I said 200. And what did Harris have, like 120?
121, yeah.
130?
I just knew that defense has a second gear when it comes down to it. And this team ain't done yet.
Yeah, and the Ravens
still have to go. They still probably have to go.
The Ravens are overrated.
And I agree with you.
Yeah,
my evaluation was more of what the Patriots did against the Jets and who they were. It was not so much about the Ravens. And hey,
what is that? What are you trying to say?
What do you mean?
You're saying you're buying more stock from the way they played against the Jets than the way they
No.
played
What I'm saying is the reason that I said that they were going to get smoked by
because of how they looked against the Jets?
Yes, not so much that I think Baltimore is like this fucking world beater, because they're not.
Yeah, it's still a quality team, though. No,
they're a good team. Yeah. It's a good win. It's a win that a lot of people had them losing. I think on the pregame, Tirico was the only guy that picked the Patriots.
Oh, boy, Mike.
Yeah, what about, when we were watching the game, I don't know if you were still here, and it cuts to Adam Stremcoast with the fucking weather.
Oh, I was here for that.
Yeah, what is that all about? What? That's never happened before. I've never seen that happen
just be careful.
before.
There are some strong storms moving in.
Yeah. If you're going to cut in during the football game, there better be a fucking tornado, not heavy downpour and a severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, right.
There was a point during the game, too, where the rain was so bad that you could hear it on the camera, through the audio. But
that was annoying.
Yeah, like you said, I do think the weather played a huge factor. But if anything, Baltimore's a run-first team too, and you would have thought it would have benefited them. And yeah, I think Damian Harris is looking like
an legitimate running back,
like our RB1. Is what you're gonna say?
Yeah, pretty much like a guy that should be getting.
Sony. You can move on from.
At the same time, so obviously now that pick is starting to look really good. He was a 3rd-round pick last year, but then it's making the Sony Michel pick look even worse because he's, the way I see it, the way, Burkhead's playing, James White is still there. Michel is on his way to getting cut before next season. I don't know if he's going to be on this team, if they're going to carry all those backs.
Yeah, potentially.
He's at the bottom of my list for me. I'd rather keep Burkhead and White. Maybe not so much James White. I don't know how old James White is, but...
I don't know either. Probably 30.
Yeah, it's getting up there, so... but yeah, he looks like a stud.
Yeah, I thought that they played good defense, too. And I think, this is what they were trying to have the recipe to success earlier in the season is play, I've said it before, bend, don't break, play solid defense, and run the ball and just don't turn the ball over.
Yep.
Turning the ball over killed them against Buffalo. Didn't it kill him against Denver, too? Didn't Cam Newton throw a couple picks against Denver as well?
Yeah, I think so.
So, I feel like
they definitely turned the ball over a lot.
That's what they're going to try to do is just protect the football.
Win the turnover battle.
And my biggest thing with the team is I really didn't think they had the balls to pull off a win like that, and it shows me that I mean, we have a season now to talk about. Even at the very least, if they don't get in, if they can go in and
a lot of meaningful games down the stretch coming up.
Absolutely, obviously Houston this weekend, and
to get to 500.
There's really not if you look at the upcoming schedule, there's not a game where you probably would say they're definitely going to lose that game because I mean you got Kansas City out of the way, done playing Baltimore,
got Seattle out of the way.
Still have 3 division games left.
Yep.
So I mean, I think. But then it also was a bad day, though, because all those wild card teams won.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to probably want to go over the playoff picture later, but I don't think that... Right now, I'm not ready to say they're going to get into the playoffs, but I think it's going to come down to the last few weeks.
Yeah, which is always... so much fun to watch.
This is,
you know what I mean?
Kind of exciting as a Patriot. We've never had this before. We're in a dogfight now to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, no,
we're used to... that extra wild card team came just in time for us.
Right? Yeah, right.
We've been used to. Are we going to get the 1 seed or the 2 seed this year?
Yeah, we need to get the bye. If they can take care of business against Houston this week, and maybe they pick up a few games on some of those other teams. One of them's bound to lose. Then we're looking at even closer.
So what? Virtually, they're 2 games out of first right now, 2.5.
Yeah,
I think Buffalo's has a game more play than ours. They're on the bye this week. They're 7-3. We're 4-5.
Yeah,
still got a game left with Miami. I think Buffalo and Miami already played each other, and I think Buffalo won.
Can't remember exactly there. Mm-hmm.
I know they play Arizona after Houston, and it's Arizona coming to New England at the end of November. So I like that game at home. If they were going to Arizona, I'd feel a lot different about it.
Kyler Murray's a warm weather guy his whole football career. Grew up playing in Texas, played his college ball over there, and then now he's in Arizona.
So it's end of November. So hopefully it's
blistering
real
cold, like sub-0.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys always shit on Lamar Jackson, and I mean, I'm not the biggest Lamar Jackson fan, but something with this guy, I just don't know if he doesn't get it. Yeah, he's always looking for a highlight reel play. He's and like you say, he can't throw the ball, and it's obvious when he doesn't stay in the pocket long enough to actually let a play develop, and he immediately has to run out of the pocket.
Yeah, well, defenses are kind of getting the script on him now. They're learning from each other. We saw how the Titans played him, and they did really good. They got the win against them, and then we did it. It's kind of just how it goes with the quarterback like that. Teams get the formula, and then it just makes them.
I thought he did. Tough. He did definitely take a step forward as a passer going into last season.
Sure,
but. The other thing, I don't think he really has a whole lot of weapons to work with in Baltimore.
Definitely could have better weapons.
I mean, who's the number 1 receiver? Willie Snead?
Hollywood Brown. Yeah, that's not very good.
They got Mark Andrews, which is always a good safety net for...
Having a real down year, though, at least the last 5 or 6 weeks.
But they're also missing the running game that was... so good for them last year.
I know, because Mark Ingram had a great year last year.
Yeah, and then they kind of muddled the backfield with a couple other backs, and now it's...
Because, fucking Gus Edwards was getting... I don't know if he got any carries on Sunday night, but a couple weeks ago, this dude's getting carries.
Yeah.
And I know Ingram's up there in age now, and they spent a second-round pick on this kid Dobbins.
Well, if Ingram did so good last year, how big of a step down is he really going to take? If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, he did rush for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns last year, so... I don't know.
Yeah, this upcoming week against the Texans, I'm not going to say the same type of quarterback, but it's another mobile quarterback. And Watson. I just don't know how much the Texans have left to play for.
They don't. They're 2-7 right now. Maybe even they're 2-7.
I still think they'll be playing in spite of Bill O'Brien. Though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I feel like they've hung in. They hung in that game with Cleveland over the weekend, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't a 3-point game.
That's not a game I feel great about. I don't
either because
Texans. Yeah, I don't either.
Because even if the Patriots I don't see the Patriots blowing them out. They have little room for error in these games. Yeah. So that's why I don't feel great.
The Texans have some good. Big play ability. With Cooks and Fuller on the outside. Those guys can burn you for a deep touchdown at any point in the game.
No David Johnson, though.
No, but Duke Johnson's okay replacement. I mean, he's not David Johnson, but David Johnson isn't the same player he used to be either.
Yeah, I mean... Actually, I don't really know what I was going to say. But
they really don't have... I don't know if you guys knew this. They don't have much... to play for. When I say play, you'd say, you lose these games, you get a high pick. They don't have their first round draft pick. Miami has it. Because last year they traded for that Is Tunsil that dude's up?
Yeah,
they traded for him. They gave up a bunch of picks. So right now, Miami, who's having once again another win, they play Denver this week, is right now in a position to have
Denver this week.
Yeah,
top 5.
They're in Denver. Yeah, exactly. And so Houston looks like the very best are going to win 4 or 5 games. That's right around a top 5 pick.
The only thing I could say those guys will play hard for is their own personal stats and records, whatever. Because
you have to,
and you're always playing for your next paycheck regardless. So
I wonder how much longer.
I still think.
I mean, Watson signed an extension. I would have thought that he would have wanted out of there.
It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy rebuild. I mean,
that's another place that every offseason, Josh McDaniels' name gets thrown around. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like if you're a coach that's looking for a job, especially McDaniels, he's not obviously a big name, but he's a guy that, I don't know, could be an option for some teams. You would want to go to a team with a established quarterback.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. We've talked about this before. I just don't think that McDaniels is going anywhere because
he's the heir to the throne.
Apparently. And, I mean, he's had multiple opportunities, and he bounced with Indianapolis, and Cleveland didn't want him last year.
Smart. He's not going to go to a team that he doesn't see
Bill's never
good
given
success.
up the throne. He'll die on that throne.
I would not.
91-year-old Bill Belichick running the Pats out.
Well, I still think even if he doesn't, so if he retires as a coach, I think he's still going to hang around and
the front office.
Yeah,
maybe?
exactly. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
The GM. And just continually
I could see that going either way. I could also see him being just done with football when he's done coaching.
But actually, it was nice to see some of the young guys this weekend. Like Vinovich had a good game. I think there was Duggar had a good game.
Duggar led the game and led both teams in tackles.
And I think they had another young guy on defense that played well. So, I mean, that's good to see. It's almost like I just feel like sometimes he needs to give these younger guys more of a shot, especially when you have such a young team and you don't have the best roster.
Yeah.
So why not give these guys a shot?
No, I'm right there with you.
Just quickly, so I don't know if we've ever really talked about this on the show, but what do you feel about like Brady versus Belichick? That whole debate, like, have
totally talked about this on the show.
Have we? I mean, it was probably a long time ago.
A few times,
but like, I mean, that was probably before this season, though. So now that we've seen what it's kind of been like, does that really change your opinion on who was more of a factor in those Super Bowls? Me, I lean Brady because I'm going to lean the player, and I actually think Belichick. He might not want to admit it, but he says it all the time. He goes when they try and talk him up.
Yeah, like it's the players.
Yeah, exactly.
Players win games.
I mean, do I think it's like 70% Brady, 30% Belichick? Absolutely not. I think it's a lot closer than that. I think Belichick's a great coach. He can coach up a team, but Brady can turn a good team into a great team. Like in the playoffs, you need the quarterback.
Yeah.
I think there's some crazy number where in the last 20 years, I mean, there's only been like a handful of quarterbacks that have really won because you think Brady has a bunch, Manning has a couple. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that win.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the quarterback, you're not going to win.
No, totally. You have to lean towards the player in pretty much every instance. I'm curious because everybody's pointing to this year as like, oh, look at Brady's having so much success down in Tampa with literally like an all-world roster,
like a Pro Bowl offense,
and Belichick's trying to make it work with getting Cam was huge, but I mean, let's be real, Cam was terrible at last year, and for like the 8 games that he played, he was terrible.
Yeah,
and you lose a bunch of guys on defense who opted out of playing this season. You're, like you just said, the roster's weak, and we're still sitting here, week 10, talking about how we have meaningful games to play down the stretch. So I don't like to look at it this season. I'd like to see what Belichick's record is without Brady during the Brady era, because I know like the Matt Castle season they were 11-5. Garoppolo won.
Yeah, I think they went 3-1 in the games when Brady was suspended.
Yeah. So I mean, you're talking about 14-6 record without Brady during that stretch. So
I feel like when people use like the Cleveland years against them, it's like it was like fucking 25 years ago.
Completely
like guys
different.
It was his first time as a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, guys change. They learn from their first job.
Yeah.
And that's why I think sometimes you see head coaches have more success the second time around because they learned so many things when they were so bad that they got fired.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever really get a clear answer no matter what happens, even if Brady plays another 2 years and Belichick coaches another 2 years. But, it's always going to be more Brady than Belichick. But
kind of staying on the same trend with the Bucs, how do you feel about their Monday night game against the Rams? I think this is a really good game. I think these are two top teams in the NFC. Rams are coming off a big win against Seattle. Yeah. Monday Night Football.
It looks like the Bucs did what they needed to do. It looked like Carolina was going to give them a game on Sunday. And
early, didn't they? Fucking flipped the switch and smoked
putting up 3 points, and then the week after 46.
Yeah.
See if they can find some consistency, maybe a middle ground there.
I think this is a great test for both of those teams
to get to 8-3, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe so.
7-3.
Yeah, that's a solid record.
They had their bye yet or no?
I don't.
Probably not. If they're 7-3, then no.
Yeah.
And then the Rams would be looking to get to 7-3. But yeah, that'll be a good little rematch.
A lot of good games.
See the Rams again.
A lot of good games this week.
And then also Antonio Brown can't stay out of the news with this whole bike he threw.
So is anything happening?
No, they already said nothing's going to happen. The Bucs knew about it when they signed him. It's just getting overblown, essentially.
I mean, like, it is getting overblown since it happened so long ago, but it doesn't really change the fact that, once again, this guy... I mean, Brady can hold his hand all he wants. The guy's a fucking lunatic.
So, do you know what happened, just for the sake of, if anybody's listening that they don't know exactly?
I mean, I believe I think, so he lives in a gated community, and he apparently had been, like, something had happened where he, like, lost, like, his access card to get in, where he, like, if people were going to come in, like, saying that they knew him, that he had to go down there or something, and actually let them in.
Oh, yeah.
And he got mad. And like threw a bike at and broke the guard or something like that. Yeah. And then he stormed into like the rental office and started calling everybody racist and stuff like that. So I mean, the guy's just, I can't, like we talked about this a couple episodes ago. It might have been when you were gone. Why the fuck is this guy living in Brady's house? Like that's fucking weird.
He's actually still living there.
As far as I know, a couple weeks ago.
You think he's like bunking up like with Tom, like night Tommy, like
see
tomorrow? He's probably got a huge.
He probably doesn't even see Brady.
Oh yeah, you weren't here. I said that they probably drew a line in the house, and Giselle said he couldn't fucking pass the line. But
that's racist, bitch.
The dude Brady has kids, and like I'm not trying to say that, but like, is it really a guy that you want in your house? Around your kids?
No.
But at the end of the day, he associates himself with Alex Guerrero, career scumbag.
Two very helpful individuals, Brady and Guerrero.
Yeah, how did Guerrero's like cancer trials go? Didn't they all die? I think we talked about this a long time ago.
His cancer trials?
Yeah, whatever the fuck they're called.
Maybe get back to me with some solidified story there.
Stats.
That sounds like.
But I have.
It's
actually,
definitely true. I brought it up before, and I brought it up on an old
episode. How about all the
too.
millions of people who have been helped by buying the TB12 method book and by living that
buying
lifestyle?
Placebos?
Yeah, all those sunburns they avoided from drinking those 7 glasses of water a day. He's a fucking dirty salesman, but we don't got to get into all that. But what are some of your best and worst moments of Week 10? Can you believe that we're already at Week 11?
Yeah,
like, season's just fucking flying.
I'm sure we all have at least these two. So I'll just say them right away.
Yeah.
The Hail Mary and the Pats win were my 2 best moments of the week. I mean, fuck, that Hail Mary, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't even like a traditional like Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary where he gets to like roll out, take his time, and then just huck it as high as he could. Like Kyler's rolled out and was throwing it on the run.
Yeah, like across his body.
What's more impressive to you, the throw or the catch?
The catch, just because the catch is so much harder to actually do.
Yeah,
3 defenders draped all over him.
I still think,
but the throw was unbelievable.
To be going that way to your left, out of bounds, and have to turn your body and then throw it 50 yards, high enough to like.
Yeah, that is incredible.
You hardly ever get to see Hail Marys.
Kyler Murray, baller.
Yeah, he has having a good year.
He
was my MVP.
RIP to anybody who bet on the bets. Or the Bills.
Because
that is a tough beat, dude.
Yeah.
Especially after they went down the field and scored.
Yeah,
and there was
34 seconds left.
Oh, did you guys know? So, I don't know if you saw, Arizona was -3.
Yep, and then they didn't
kick the extra point. They kneeled it. After the Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah, because they were afraid that they were going to block the extra point to bring it back for 2 points.
Yeah.
So
Same thing happened in the Browns-Texans game. Chubb broke free on a third down run and decided to run out of bounds instead of scoring. And if he scored, they would have covered.
Fantasy owners and all the bettors.
Oh God! Dude,
so,
just score. That's what we want. That's what we like.
Yeah. A million people probably lost money or lost their fantasy matchup because he went out of bounds there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the way he was like sprinting down it too, and then at the last second he's probably like, can't go in here.
Yeah.
God,
not really. I'm going right for the end zone.
Yeah, just do it.
Okay, you're going Todd Gurley. You're falling in no matter what. Might cost your team a game, but you're falling in.
I'm not even pretending. I'm just running right in. I'll be like, what? There's only that much time left?
One of my worst moments is, dude, these fucking Eagles are a goddamn joke. Like, I just, from Wentz to the head coach, you play in the worst division ever, and right now you're, what are they, 3-6-1 or 3?
You ready to admit this guy's trash yet?
Wentz?
Yeah.
Wentz? No, he's top 5. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards.
I can't believe we lost that team in a Super Bowl. Man.
Yeah,
like
honestly.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you've seen Nick Foles play. He's fucking blows.
Yeah, they both suck. I'm sorry to say it.
Nah, I'm leaning. Yeah, Wentz sucks. I mean, I think it'd help if they had some more weapons there, but he misses open guys all the time.
Every bad quarterback in the league.
I know.
When healthy, he's got 2 good tight ends. He's got big athletic receivers. I mean, the time is over.
I mean, he's working with rookies.
Who's his best receiver?
Fulgham and Rager. They're still
both rookies.
They suck. They kind of suck.
Fulgham doesn't suck.
I know, but
no, they're both.
Those are your
good,
best
but they're
receivers.
rookies. They're rookies. You can't expect a guy to have a good rapport with 2 rookie wide receivers.
What the hell happened to Alshon Jeffrey?
Still got D-Jax. Alshon's still hurt.
Has he been hurt like his entire time
D-Jax
there?
has only played like 3 games.
Yeah, still trash.
Alshon, yeah. I mean, I thought Alshon was supposed to come back like week 5, and I haven't heard his name once.
He would probably help them. I mean,
when
he's healthy, he's good.
He had a good
killed us in the Super Bowl.
He had a good little run for them. I know. I think when they traded for him, I had him in fantasy, and he was good. So I don't know what. Probably it's just the injuries. He's got to be in his 30s now, too, right?
Yeah,
he was in Chicago for a while.
Probably 30 or just around it.
Another one, good moment. I thought the Vikings had a nice win last night because they're a team. I mean, what were they? 1-5. Now they've won 3 games in a row, and they're really going to be trying to chase that last wild card spot.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. It's still going to be really hard for them to get in because
you probably have a game against Green Bay.
Yep, and you think. Right now, it's looking like there's going to be 2 wildcard teams from the NFC West because they're all 6-3 or something like that.
Yeah, there's so many 6-3 teams in the whole league.
And then
right
not
to mention
the
Vikings are at the bottom of their own division, so there's all those teams ahead of them too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're tied with Detroit right now record wise, and they're still a game or a half game behind Chicago.
Yeah,
but I mean, the only. What I was thinking is, this is another one of my worst moments. Is Breeze going down? That's kind of a Drew Bledsoe type injury back in the day where the fucking lung gets punctured or something.
I think it's a blessing in disguise for that franchise. And I mean it too.
Not just so Winston much. Sucks.
He doesn't suck.
Yes, he does.
I'm not even saying it because he gets to be their starter. Maybe this will usher Breeze out of that team because it's clearly time for them to start moving on from him and find a better quarterback.
They're 7-2. It seemed like this team was just starting to get rolling.
I'm not on that bandwagon. I feel like I've seen him play a lot this year, and he just has shown signs of decline. I think that team is great. The roster is great. They pick him up. He's an old quarterback, but they could definitely excel. I think they could excel with a different arm back there.
I thought he's been doing nothing like impressive, but he's been good enough to keep that team winning. Seems like it was like on course for a traditional Saints season where they'll probably go to the playoffs and lose in some heartbreaking fashion.
They're going to be fine. They're going to get in the playoffs with Winston.
How many picks?
And I'm sure their ceiling, and I wouldn't change their floor or their ceiling with him at quarterback.
Dude, Winston is awful.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's not awful.
How many times did he turn the ball over last year? 30 times?
Okay, and he's
I don't care. Don't throw out his yards.
Okay, then don't throw out his turnovers.
He also threw 30.
What?
He also threw 30 touchdowns.
He threw more than 30 touchdowns.
The dude literally chucking the ball down the field. That's why he had so many yards.
That's that offense. I mean, it's a shitty offensive line. No running game. Throw the ball down the field.
He turned the ball over 30 times. It's
How many times you got to say it? I'm not deaf.
Okay, I understand
you're not gonna
that,
change
but
my opinion
but you still think he's so good, and you're downplaying it like it's nothing.
Put him in a good franchise. Let's see what he's got right now.
Okay.
This final stretch of the season will show who he really is.
He's been pretty bad. Pretty much his entire career. He had one good year. He had the All-Pro year. Other than that, cannot protect the football.
It's just a shit team he's been playing for. So
that's just an excuse.
7 games left.
You talk up Brady's weapons right now that he has. He had those same weapons last year, and is still turning the ball all over the place.
The offensive line's much improved this year over there, and they have a much better running game.
Maybe partially.
7 games left, over under 4 wins with Jameis.
If he plays all 7?
Yeah.
Push? 4 wins, which would get him to 11-5, which means he did his job.
I'd have to look at the schedule, but I'm going to say, for the sake of the argument, under.
Okay.
What are you saying?
I'll take the over.
Yeah. So, I mean...
I was leaning push until Jesse said
it's a pretty
4,
easy
though.
offense for a quarterback to waltz into. Throwing the ball short, quick hitters.
No, actually, no, I'm changing to the over because they went 5-0 with Bridgewater. All right, over because they won 5-0 with Bridgewater.
Okay, and Winston's better than Bridgewater, so let's see what happens.
Okay, that's fine, but he can still go win games, and I still think he sucks.
Okay, we'll see what his numbers are with the Saints down the stretch here. Hopefully, I'm saying he's going to look really decent, and he's going to
take the job.
And Breeze might be healthy enough to come back in that first round, and they're going to say, no, sorry, Drew, we're riding with Jameis.
That's not happening. We'll find out. We'll find out. I hope.
And then when when Cam walks, Bill will be like, Drew.
I think Breeze is done, and what you're saying is that he's going to get enough weeks in, to win the job. I think that is going to happen because I know they said 2 to 3 weeks. I think he's missing.
How can it be 2 to 3 weeks with rib injuries and a punctured lung?
When
Tyrod Taylor was out for 4 or 5 weeks with just a punctured lung.
Yeah,
I don't know how long, because I'm sure Herbert, since he was playing so well, I just went with him. But
but it was 3 or 4 weeks before the decision had to be made.
Was it a punctured lung or collapsed lung?
Punctured.
What's worse?
Wait, with
Taylor. Tyrod Taylor was punctured.
Yeah, no, I'm talking. I'm asking you, Breeze.
I don't know.
Breeze
was
it collapsed lung?
Is it?
Yeah.
What's
worse?
I think
collapsed is probably worse.
It sounds worse.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I am the doctor, so I'm going to say it's worse.
How does it? Didn't he come down on his shoulder? Right,
on his shoulder.
So if it comes right there, I mean.
That's rib. That's lung damage.
That's
your
what
lungs are right here.
Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of thought happened to Nick Foles last night.
Yeah,
and then I guess
agree.
He's got a hip pointer and he got carted off the field.
He got ragdolled.
Yeah, he did big time. Man. Should have been called down in the dirt for a for a sack. And should have won my fantasy matchup.
Gotta check this Kent State game.
I lost by 0.06 to Jesse last night in our fantasy matchup. Fucking devastating. So obviously we were talking about how closely contested the NFC West is right now. Who do you think's going to end up taking that division? All tied up right now. Now,
all tied.
Yep.
I'm taking the winner of this game on Thursday night, Seattle, Arizona, and that being said, I'm taking Arizona.
I'm taking the Rams. I think the Rams are the most complete
You think they're going to sneak in there?
I do. I think
they're obviously the least talked about of those 3 teams.
I think that they probably have the best defense out of all of them, and I think they probably have the worst quarterback though. But I think it's gonna come down to the wire here. I don't know how many more times. I think that was the first time the Rams and Seahawks played on Sunday, so there's gonna be a lot of good games down the stretch. There. Imagine if San Francisco was healthy too.
Yeah,
they probably have a win or two more, and they'd be in on it too.
Seriously, good division there.
Yeah. I'll take the Seahawks.
Seahawks, I like that. All going with different teams.
Russ is still. I don't think he had a great game, but he's been playing out of his mind this year.
Dude, you know what? I thought he was. He is not winning MVP this year. He has a shit ton of turnovers this year.
Does he?
Yeah. Let me figure out exactly how many. He's got 2, 4, 6, 7. 10 picks and 3 fumbles this year, so he's got 13 turnovers already.
How many touchdowns?
Mahomes has 1 turnover total.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
holy shit,
to 25 touchdowns. So you're looking at something to the tune of 31 touchdowns to 10 picks versus 25 to 1.
Damn, I didn't know Mahomes was going to turn the ball over once.
Yeah, I don't think you win MVP throwing that many picks unless he goes perfect down the stretch here, especially with the talent at the top of the board there.
My issue with Seattle is not him, obviously. No, that's not what you're saying either.
No.
It's the secondary is horrible,
yeah.
And it's really showed the last 2 games. I mean, he can only do so much. The offense can only put up 30-plus points so many games. That defensive coordinator is probably going to get fired mid-season or something horrible. I think they're giving up some crazy amount of yards per game where they're on pace to break a record or something. So I don't know. I don't know about them. I think the secondary is what's going to... I think they're still going to make the playoffs as a wild card team, but that's what's going to prevent them from going far. Yeah, is the secondary.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Jamal Adams is a guy that like kind of gets up in the box a lot, but you spent fucking.
He's
kind of overrated, dude.
Yeah, he is overrated.
He definitely.
I saw this video of the game. I think it was Malcolm Brown was running through the hole, and he totally ducked out of the way to not hit him. And I don't know if you've heard he's been having issues with Pete Carroll. The guy's a fucking head case.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I understand having issues with fucking Adam Gase and the Jets, but I mean, Pete Carroll's a pretty, coach friendly type of guy.
Players coach.
I mean, the only time he really had an issue with the defense is I know him and Sherman kind of like, I guess they said when he decided to not run the ball with Lynch, that kind of like ruined like some of that dynamic with that team.
Respect.
Sherman's a head case too.
All right, what about the NFC East? Who are you going with to win? Obviously, what we said half game. Is it? I think it's half game. Giants, Eagles.
Yeah, the Giants are in second, right?
I believe so.
Honestly, give me the Giants. Yeah, I think they're going to sneak in.
Somebody said that.
I like their offense. I actually don't hate it. I know Danny Dimes is erratic, but they have solid receivers with Shepard, Slayton, and Tate. Ingram's starting to come around.
Imagine if they still had Saquon.
Yeah.
They'd be running away with that division.
Yeah, I actually am going to go with the Giants there.
I'm going to go Eagles, but I said no confidence in.
Yeah, see,
they're still better though. They're still a little. They're like maybe a little better than the Giants. Maybe not because they've split the head-to-head this season, and both games were relatively close or not really. Didn't the Giants beat them pretty good?
I'm hard pressed to say the Eagles have a better roster. Right now.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
the Eagles torched them like two weeks ago, I think.
If the fucking Redskins had a solid quarterback, all respect to Alex
Smith.
We'll
drop that. It's fine.
What?
We'll cut that out.
Oh yeah, the Washington football team.
You're like, what the fuck did I say?
Yeah, all respect to Alex Smith for his comeback here, but he ain't it right now. No. I mean, maybe he needs a whole season to get back to. Not that he was some world beater before. He was just a little game manager guy, but like they had a good arm back there. I think they'd be a lot better. They have some weapons over there too.
Yeah, and their
McLaurin
is
legit.
Good, yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah, Gibson.
Yeah, running back. And you're right. Their defense is good. They have the defensive rookie of the year for sure. Chase Young, they're a good squad.
They're a team that's going to be good for years to come. Especially if you're playing that shitty fucking division where you can go out and win. Right now, what's the magic number? What do you think? Whoever wins that division,
8 is a guarantee in my opinion, but are either of them going to get to 8? Probably not. So I'd say the magic number would be 7.
Because how many
but
games are left?
You could still win with 6.
So let's say there's what?
Maybe even 5.
6 games left for the most part,
6.
and they're at 3 wins, so they would have to go. Could they really I could see the Eagles getting in at 6, 9, and 1. Is that equals 6?
I don't even know if they're going to get 6.
Imagine a team that's 6, 9, and 1 hosting a football playoff.
I thought it was bad last year when they hosted a playoff game.
There's way back when the Seahawks hosted a game against the Saints, or maybe vice versa. One of them was 7 and 9. That's the last time I remember. Under 500.
Oh yeah, because they were 9 and 7 last year.
Yeah,
so that's not as bad as I was making out. But that division blows.
Hot garbage.
Who do you think's the best running back in the league?
I'm gonna say Derrick Henry still.
Oh, okay.
Dalvin Cook.
I'm gonna go Kamara.
Interesting.
I just wanted to ask you guys that. I think there's a lot of good running backs.
I think Nick Chubb might be up.
He's another good one too.
Like as the best pure runner.
Mm-hmm. All right, I just wanted to.
Kamara's more of
Derrick Henry, pure runner.
Yeah.
The argument for Kamara and Cook, I'd say, is they're 2-dimensional, but like.
Or McCaffrey too.
Yeah, McCaffrey's in the discussion. Running back position is loaded nowadays.
So I wanted to quickly go over the playoff picture and just let me know what teams you think are going to hold on to those wild card spots. If you think a team's going to get chased and we get bounced. Ooh, that's
not hitting.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse and I's bet didn't hit. That's what happens when you bet on Kent State first half.
The over the over hit in the first half.
Jeez. All right, so right now the 3 wild card teams in the AFC are the Raiders, the Dolphins, and the Ravens. The Titans are actually out of the playoff picture right now. If it was to start today after that loss, do you think teams like do you think Cleveland's has a chance or Tennessee's going to jump in there?
I think they both have outside chances. I think one of those 3 teams is definitely going to fall off. I'm sure one of them will run away with it.
I think
one of them will
Miami's
hover.
going to start to fall off.
I do. That's how I was going to.
Do you? That's what you think?
I think they have So obviously they're playing Denver this week, and I think they have a tougher schedule going forward.
Yeah, but see, like I could even see them losing to Denver, as good as they've been.
It's in
and
Denver.
I will tip my cap.
The spread is only 3.5 for that game.
Sold on the Dolphins, and you know who I think could fall off is Baltimore. But who was the third team you mentioned?
The Raiders, right now. The 5. They're the 5
I like the Raiders
seed
to hover around in that seed. I really think the Dolphins are going to finish something like 11-5 and secure that spot with ease.
Really?
I really do.
With 11 wins.
Yeah. How many losses do they have right now? 2?
They're 6-3.
6-3.
Which team? I didn't hear you.
Dolphins.
Miami.
6-3. Yep. All 3 wildcard teams are 6-3. Titans are 6-3.
So
Browns are 6-3. And we are the team right below the Browns. So the good thing is with the Raiders, we have
a win over them.
So we have the tiebreaker.
And we have a win over the Ravens.
Oh, I've just now realizing
and
that.
We
and have
also
a win
have
over Miami. So
Miami.
That Miami game could be really important.
We're getting in. I think we're getting in.
I'm not ready to say that yet, but I mean, if we can start, if Baltimore starts to slip, not even Baltimore.
Let
Cleveland,
one of those teams lose next week. We get the nice 5-5. It's fucking new season for these Pats. They're gonna look as motivated as ever.
If they beat Houston and Arizona, I think they'll get it. And I do think that I actually might pick them to win both those games. Because I think these teams are going to start.
Arizona will scare me, obviously, but hopefully Gilmore will be back.
It's a little scary that all these teams are 6-3, though. And that's why I said before is all those teams won this weekend.
Yeah, so, they got some room for error for sure.
Yeah, a lot of pieces
the
that
Pats
need to fall into place.
100% don't have room for error. I think the magic number for the Pats is probably 10.
It's at least 9.
At least 9.
So I think I heard something that...
With all these teams at 6-3.
So the thing is, I think a lot of them play each other towards the end, which is good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's at least 9. I kind of agree with you. I think it has to be. You have to be aiming for 10, which you can only lose one more game the rest of the way.
6-1 down the stretch.
Do we know you have their schedule?
Yeah, I can get it right here. I mean, like I said, I think they're all winnable games. It's definitely not going to be easy. So obviously this week they have the Texans on the road.
W.
Then they're at home against Arizona.
I'll be the realistic in me.
That's the one loss that
I'll keep them at 1-1.
On the road against the Chargers.
Give it to me.
Then on a short week on Thursday Night Football, you're playing the Rams.
Tough one, but we got their number.
Then you go Miami. I believe that is away. Yeah, away.
I'm still going to... we're their daddies, so I'll take us over Miami.
Then
I'm sold on it.
We got Buffalo on Monday Night Football, Week 16.
What a doozy of a schedule.
And then we finished off with the Jets at least, Week 17. So it's like...
Hopefully it comes down.
There's 2 gimmies.
All those games
Jets
are winnable, but I mean...
I don't think Houston's even a gimme.
I kind of do, personally.
But you're looking at them like, I can see... That's just how the team is right now. You can see them losing any of these games. And that, like you said, no margin for error. But let me quickly go over the standings right now in the NFC. So the 3 wildcard teams are the Bucs, Rams, Seahawks. I think that's going to stand. The Bears are 5-5. It's only going to be, I think, the Vikings that can catch a team. And if a team's going to slip off, I think it's going to be the Saints that might lose the division lead to Tampa. And then maybe, Jesse thinks that they're going to win with Winston, but if they're not, I think that's Minnesota's only way in.
As if they completely fall off.
Yeah, I'm not even saying completely fall off, but gonna have to lose
4 games.
Go 3-3 the rest of the way, 4-3, something like that. That still probably would get them in.
The Vikings would have to run the table though.
But, yeah, so I could honestly see
7 in a row.
I could see the 7 teams that are in the NFC picture right now not budging.
Yeah, I think the Bucs. Well, the Bucs. Remember, they're gonna have to finish a game ahead of the Saints to take the division.
That's really
they lost both games head to head.
Well, the 7 teams are Packers, Saints, Cardinals, Eagles, Bucs, Rams, Seahawks.
It's going to be such a fun fucking playoffs to watch. I want the Pats to be in so bad because they'll just make it so much more entertaining.
Especially wild card weekend now. That's going to be 3 games all day. So I'm looking forward to that.
Fuck yeah.
So what's a matchup you're looking forward to for this week?
Mine's 11. Not finally. We've had at least 1 or 2 good games, but Thursday night, baby. Seattle, Arizona. It's a killer game.
So what do you guys think about the over-under in that game? It's 58. Obviously, it was really high scoring the first time they played, but that's a scary number.
I can't take over 58 ever. That's too much for me.
It's like it's almost a college over-under. Yeah, I don't know what I would take.
I think I didn't write it down, but it's in my parlay.
The game of the week?
The over.
Oh, the over is?
I'm taking the over.
I hope so, dude. It's a Thursday night game. Could be just a complete fucking shootout. My game of the week is the Chiefs-Raiders. Sunday Night Football. Raiders beat them the first time. I expect the Chiefs to go get that one back.
Yeah, mine's...
I think it'll be relatively close.
I really hope. I hope somebody can make Mahomes look like more of a human and make the Chiefs look just less scary, because I would really hate to see the Chiefs win another Super Bowl this year. But yeah, since you guys said those, I really am excited for Bucks Rams Monday night.
Ooh, 3 sick primetime games: Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night.
Mm-hmm. It's the best right there. I wish that they could. I know they can't, because on Sunday Night Football you can flex games up. I wish they could do that for Monday Night Football. Obviously you can't, because then you're working with a short week and stuff like that. But yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, let's get into some NBA talk. Crazy last 48 hours, everything that's going on in this league right now, and that's why I love NBA free agency, because the fucking
it's the best free agency
left and right that probably have maybe nothing to them, but it's just people throwing shit on the wall and seeing if it sticks.
Yeah.
So that's why I like NBA free agency a lot. And obviously Gordon Hayward had till tonight at 5:00 to decide whether he wanted to pick up his player option, and they bumped it back 48 hours to Thursday. And that shows me that I think they're working something out and that he's going to get dealt here before the draft tomorrow night. I'm still holding on to hope that it's Miles Turner, but we're not hearing any rumors about that now. There's rumors that
if the Hawks are interested, look for the Celtics to try and flip him for Collins in some deal. We'll have to give up quite a bit, but that would be a title-winning move right there.
Yeah,
all right, I'll relax. But that's a move. That's a step in the right direction.
A young big guy. I would love a young big guy.
Yeah, he's not the biggest body. He is like a 6'9" big man, John Collins. But the dude's in his second or third year now. Already averaged 20 and 10 last year. So, I mean, he's a beast.
Do you think that Atlanta would be willing to give up?
It would probably be. I would rather Collins. If I'm being honest.
Collins?
Yeah, I would.
I think I would too, because he's younger and his ceiling is higher, but it's going to cost way more.
26.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then.
By the way, I'm live betting that game over 91.5.
The over is 91.5.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a single stop. It's 35-28
They're just going
at
back
the
and
half.
forth. When you turn those games on ESPN, I always think it's a fucking high school game every time.
No kidding.
But then there's rumors right now that the Bulls were interested in Kemba Walker, and they're looking to trade down from that 4th pick.
Yeah.
So Danny needs to. I just get so frustrated because you have everybody else in the league that's looking to do something, and he's just standing pat.
If they make he's standing pat.
It's
he
early
called everybody
to say that.
about Kemba, and maybe this might sound a little. I don't know how to put it, but do you feel like other execs around the league are like, oh, Danny Ainge is calling, like, fucking ignore that call.
Yeah, we don't want to lose another trade to him.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what I feel like he's gotten so used to trying to fleece people with deals.
Yeah.
That he's pushing it.
He doesn't want to accept a trade that
he might lose.
Yeah.
That it's not a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
And these first-round picks tomorrow, there's no way they're taking all 3 first-round draft picks. That's fucking ridiculous.
Wait, the draft? I thought it was Thursday.
No, it's tomorrow night.
You
I
sure?
thought it was Thursday, too.
Google search it. I'm 90% sure.
You got my hopes up. I think it's Thursday, though.
I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow night.
I feel like Wednesday normally is a draft night, but for some reason I thought I saw Thursday.
I actually think Thursday night is a normal draft night.
For an NFL draft, I feel like.
Oh,
I don't
true.
know.
I think it's tomorrow night. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, RJ, good call.
Tomorrow night.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, so they need to do something. They need to move on from Hayward. And if they take all those fucking picks tomorrow night, I'm going to lose my shit. Fucking do something.
Yeah.
For once. I said it a couple episodes ago. Show this team that you want to make a win-now move. I'm not saying you have to make some crazy fucking deal. But do something to improve the team when everybody else is improving. The Eastern Conference is better than it was last year.
Loaded.
Go out and do something.
What pick do the Bulls have?
4.
You can't get Ball at 4, so.
Oh, fuck that. I don't want Ball. I want a fucking big guy, but I also don't want a big guy in the draft.
I want to trade for the big guy, because you never know. Whenever the Celtics draft a big guy, he's never ready right away.
Exactly. What is he going to be, Rob Williams, and sit on the bench for 2 fucking years? I want a big guy that's going to help this team right
Robert
now.
Williams fucking play this year. See what he can actually do for you in a more expanded role.
I want them to move Hayward to Atlanta and acquire Collins somehow. Would even settle for Capella. I'd rather Collins.
I want Miles Turner. I would obviously prefer Collins, but I think the Turner deal probably is a little more likely.
Turner, you could probably potentially pull off Hayward for Turner. Straight up.
They actually probably have to give somebody back.
Yeah,
the money won't work.
But whereas in the Collins deal, we'd probably have to shuffle picks, Hayward, and even maybe a player.
If any of those deals happen, I would be so excited.
Yeah.
If they trade Hayward for fucking picks, my head's gonna be.
Hey,
explode.
no, because you got to think long term. That's a move to harvest picks.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna get for him? Like a fucking 20-something first-round pick? Like that's not like I need something in the lottery, and they're not gonna get that. Those picks aren't
going to give up. Just
okay,
picks,
so that's what
though.
I'm saying.
Nobody's going to want to just eat that whole contract that Hayward's on.
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like his trade value's that high because they were shopping him to fucking New Orleans, and they wanted nothing to do with him to get Drew Holiday. What do you think about that trade with all the everything the Bucks gave up? Would you have done that deal?
The Bucks lost a lot of role players. I mean, their starting lineup's going to be awesome, but they also are going to lose the other Lopez brother, Robin.
He's gone too.
Yeah, he's going to free agency. I don't really know how much better I feel about the Bucks or not.
I know.
I mean, I think they're better. Yeah, they have to be better.
Yeah, but I mean,
Drew Holiday's a pretty big improvement over Eric Bledsoe.
Sure,
but Grant
Hill did a lot more for that team off the bench than people might think of initially. I like Grant Hill a lot.
Did he come out of retirement?
George Hill. Sorry.
I'm just fucking with you.
I knew that didn't sound right.
George Hill.
No, I mean...
And DiVincenzo. Those are like their three starting guards. Not starting guards. That's like their three top guards at the depth chart.
Yeah.
I respect the move because if Giannis is going to leave, they want to go all in and try and get a championship. But at the end of the day, I mean, where would you put...
No, they're making these moves thinking Giannis is staying forever.
Well, that's what I don't get.
That's one of the worst trades. People are saying that's the worst trade in NBA history.
All those
if
picks?
Giannis leaves.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. People are. I see on Twitter like, oh yeah, there's no way they made these moves if they don't know that Giannis is going to stay, or like they made those moves. You really think bringing in Drew Holiday and Bogdanovich is going to make this guy stay? Nothing against those guys, but I don't.
No, those are two gamers. I mean, they are.
But to make him like stay there for like another 4 or 5 years of his career, I really don't think that's going to do it.
I think it's whether or not they make it to the finals this year. To be honest, this is going to be the deciding factor.
I mean, yeah.
Which that is a move. They are probably going to be the favorites, quote unquote, but. Still got Boston. You still got Miami. So it's not like these moves put them over the top.
Still got Brooklyn.
I've heard rumors that Tatum has talked to Giannis. I'm going to leave it at that.
Is that your source?
Not my source. That I've heard somebody say it that I believe to be credible on the radio. I'm not going to say who because you guys will discredit it.
Why can't? What he was on the radio, so why can't you just say it?
No, because you guys will.
No, I want to hear it.
So I'm not going to say who it is.
Who?
You could probably take a guess.
Who?
Kirk.
No. Why the heck would he know?
Oh, it's one of the fucking...
Felger. So apparently Giannis was inquiring around the league, talking to guys to see, like, I don't know, see what it's like in these places in case he becomes a free agent or gets dealt. And apparently he reached out to Tatum to talk to him about Boston. And Giannis is looking at a place that has a high Greek population, and Massachusetts has one of the highest Greek populations in the country.
The fuck?
Giannis,
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I think I actually had that last episode and I didn't say it because I know how stupid it was going to be, but I couldn't help it.
It's pretty funny though.
So,
next Greek population.
He's from Greece, so he probably wants to come to a place with a lot of Greece people. I don't know.
A lot of Greece people.
Greek people.
Yeah. I mean, in Boston though, it's like mostly like Irish people
and like Italians in Boston. But I'm here to say today. Giannis to the Celtics on the table.
Oh, God.
Jesse probably wouldn't even want him on the team.
I wouldn't.
Oh, that's fucking ridiculous. You probably wouldn't trade Marcus Smart for him, right? That'd be the deal breaker. No, all right, whatever. Do you want Harden on this team now? These rumors that are going around that
I was making it work in my head thinking about it. Like if I would be content. Like I wouldn't be overjoyed if we did that. I would want them to trade Brown and Walker and Hayward, and then somehow acquire a big man as well. Because you wouldn't need all three of those guys in the Harden trade, whoever the deal was for.
You're saying you wouldn't need all three. A three-way deal and get a big guy back somehow from a different team.
Or just make a separate deal with like Brown for some big guy. But I don't think so. I think it would be maybe two of those players, a plethora of picks, and young assets.
I don't think it's going to end up happening because they're looking for an established young player, and I think Brown, Tatum. I don't think Ainge's going to move either of them, and I personally don't want either of them to get moved, especially not Tatum, and honestly not Brown either for Harden. I'm entertaining it because I think it's fun to think about him being on the Celtics, but I don't overly like the guy. So
I would allow a Brown trade.
You would?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I would move Brown.
I would do a Brown-based trade and then save enough assets to move like maybe Walker Hayward or something like that for a big man. Then you're starting lineup.
If you got a solid big man to go with Harden and Tatum.
Tatum, Smart.
I think I don't want to give up Brown because I think if you give him up for Harden's not only is a flight risk, and I think he's a team killer. The guy's never won anything.
Yeah.
So if the deal was just Hayward, Walker, and a bunch of picks, obviously it's going to probably be some ridiculous amount of picks, probably more than fucking the Bucks gave up for Holiday.
Yeah.
So I really don't even care.
Really, because anybody who's making a trade for him has leverage. They're like, all right, fine, then you get nothing, and he's going to walk.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I don't really care about these fucking picks from 2026, 2027.
Yeah,
like
10 have a title by then.
Yeah, 10 years away.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would trade those picks for him, but I mean, I'm not giving up Brown or Tatum for him. I'm really not. But
yeah.
I mean, there's all these stupid rumors going around. I retweeted them that obviously the Celtics are making a late push for him and that he's getting dinner tonight in the North End with Danny Ainge. It's just
who is?
James Harden. That was like a rumor going around.
Really?
And this guy that tweeted out, he's not verified, but he used to be a producer for NFL Live, and pardon the interruption. But he's the same guy. Remember I sent you guys that text about Julio Jones to the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess he knew Kemba to the Celtics, but seems like he's a guy that maybe his sources aren't great, and maybe he hears things and he's just going to throw them out there hoping they're true to get credit for them.
Yeah.
But what about Russell Westbrook? Would you take him on the Celtics?
I know
there's been no rumors.
I've always been a defender of Russell Westbrook. Every time his name comes up, somebody's got something shitty to say about him, and rightfully so. I mean, Westbrook is the definition of a team killer and also a loser. I mean, he cannot win fucking anything. It seems like it's like a plague that follows him around.
So obviously he's a guy that plays hard. But, man, he can't fucking shoot. I think he shot like 20-something% from three last year.
How did he just lose that part? Has he always been a bad shooter?
I would have to ask Jesse when he comes down. I don't feel like he has been this bad. He does not only does he miss, he fucking, they're all bricks, dude.
Clanks him off the
backboard.
And
then he just fucking comes down the court all crazy like a reject. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want anything to do with Westbrook. I'll entertain the idea for Harden if the deal's right. They're going to... Why would the Rockets trade him? Like, they should ask for like a crazy amount. Because like the whole thing about Harden wants to go to the Nets. Fuck that. Don't just give this guy what he wants. Like, don't just send him to the Nets because that's where he wants to go. Fucking shop him and try and get as much as possible. I do not want him to go to the Nets.
No, I do not want.
Fuck that, dude.
With Kevin Durant
and honestly,
and
that shows
Irving.
how much of KD is a fucking pussy, dude.
Yeah.
He had to go hop on the Warriors and get a couple fake rings. Now he's on Brooklyn playing with Kyrie. Let's recruit fucking James Harden over there. God. I fucking can't stand him, dude. He's a little he's a little sensitive bitch on Twitter.
Yeah.
When people like trolls tweet at him and he has to respond. That's how you know you're dealing with a very sensitive man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking pussy. I dislike him almost more than I dislike LeBron and Kyrie. Like, he is insufferable.
Yeah, I think I like LeBron more than KD at this point.
I at least can remotely respect LeBron James as a man. I don't respect Durant, period.
No. Could you imagine all three of those guys on one team, though? Durant, Kyrie, and Harden. That would be the least liked team.
I saw a rumor that Durant wants him, but Kyrie doesn't want him.
I also saw that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how credible it is, but
that'd be pretty funny though.
It wouldn't surprise me. Kyrie's like, I don't want to be the second guard on this team because if Harden goes to a team, it's
right. Kyrie would have to take
a third
fiddle. Yeah.
How would that really work with Harden and Kyrie too?
I mean, that'd be horrible defensively.
Well, no, but I'm saying don't they both like to have the ball in their hands?
Yeah,
right,
but I mean, Harden started as a shooting guard.
True.
Good enough people can make it work, but like it's just you wouldn't think that would be a good idea.
There haven't really been any other moves around the league, right? I don't know what we've talked about.
Chris Paul getting moved.
Oh, that's one that I had that I want to.
It's a good one that could get him into the playoffs. Kendrick Perkins is off a bean if he thinks he's saying they're going to be the 5th seed or top 5 team in the West.
I don't really think that puts you over the top.
No,
I think people are being a little delusional because of what the Suns did in the bubble.
Yeah,
and their little cute little run.
Yeah,
I don't like the Suns. I mean, what is DeAndre? Like,
he's been good, actually.
Okay, so he's starting.
He has been good. His numbers are good.
I
think this is going to be his third.
Okay. I don't know much about the guy, so I wasn't sure. But do you see there's not going to be any All-Star game this year?
Really? They'll just announce All-Stars?
Yes, I don't know if they're still doing All-Star Weekend, and then they're doing play-in games again, 7 through 10.
I like that. I'm fine with it.
I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah.
I honestly would have to get more details on it, of what exactly it's going to be like, because obviously, they did it last year. It was like, best of 2 or 3 or something like that. It was something weird. So, I'm fine with it, but I don't really want that to be a trend.
Yeah.
If they go back to an 82-game season.
I don't think they will. But...
And really, like I've said before, it doesn't fucking matter. They're going to lose in the first round anyways, so it's wasting your time. All right, want to get to some Masters talk?
Yeah,
real
sure.
quick. So obviously Dustin Johnson.
I'm gonna go pee.
Dustin Johnson with a big win on Sunday. To me, really I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
But really, I hate when these majors like
Don't.
DeChambeau pulled away. It's just so anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's almost boring, if you will.
His lead was down to 1 stroke on the final round on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I just think I knew the entire time he was not. He's too good to blow a 5-stroke lead in 1 round.
Yeah.
So, there was funny Mickelson on Saturday, fucking disaster on the green.
Tiger Woods is 10.
That's kind of funny just because it shows that he is human.
Somebody bet on that. Tiger Woods to score 10 or more on a hole, and the odds were crazy. He won $2,000 or something.
I can't believe that's even a fucking prop bet.
Yeah.
For him to get fucking put 3 balls in the drink.
It would have been nice to see a little more of a loaded leaderboard at the top, but
it was nice to see DeChambeau.
Final major of the year. Golf.
Now the next one's right around April. I figure it's going to be the next one. So it's not too far away.
No, longer than I'd like, but...
And you barely squeaked out that top 5 Rory bet you talked about last week. Which did not look like it was going to be... He was struggling
early.
On Thursday. He was a few over.
Yeah.
And he really turned it around. I feel like he does that a lot.
It's
almost like if he could stay focused on Thursday... I just, when's the last time I feel like he's really been in it at the end of a major? I don't know. I don't really consider him coming in 5th when he's, 7 back to be close.
Yeah, it's not. Prize money will be nice, but that's about it.
Yeah.
U.S. soccer, men's soccer.
Yeah, no, I just
they look good.
Bring that up.
No, they looked really good against. It's Panama, but
what did they smoke them 6-0?
6-2, 6-2. They actually started down 1-0. That's all without Pulisic. Couple other good players.
Oh, so they didn't even have him.
No, they're going to be good.
And they tied Wales too, right?
Tied Wales, which is actually a good team. Gareth Bale isn't playing, but they have a lot of Premier League players over there. So
I just hope they fucking get into the World Cup.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest soccer guy, but I think I love the World Cup. Tried to watch almost every game in 2018, right? That was the last one.
Yeah.
Qualifiers
they're always awesome.
Qualifiers are going to start soon. I love that they're during the day, too.
Yep.
And doesn't the World Cup come to the U.S. in 2028?
2026.
2026. Yeah. That's pretty sick. I wonder if they'll have any games at Gillette.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd like to see them get in and make a decent run. The last times they got in, they got bounced in the round of 16, right?
Yeah.
Belgium and Ghana.
Yeah, that's for United States. Can't ask for much more, but this group will go better than that, I think.
They're young.
Yeah, they might not do better than that in their first appearance, but they'll be good for the next decade. So
do they have any, are there any guys left that were on, those other teams? Is Altidore still there?
No, even he's, borderline if they'll even have him on the roster. He might play in qualifiers, but lately it's been all youngsters.
Obviously, Dempsey and all them are gone. What about Michael Bradley?
Nope, not even Michael Bradley. They have John Brooks, who scored the header in the Ghana game, or some other group stage.
I think it was Ghana.
Oh, yeah, because we saw him twice that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be really good. And their goalkeeper is the Manchester City backup.
True, yeah. I did see that.
So, it's looking good.
What about, I know we kind of talked about this at the end of the last episode, the Tony La Russa thing. It was a quick conversation because Jesse had a mental breakdown at the end of the last episode and had the storm out.
I'm actually reading an article on Bleacher Nation right now, and it's saying that they're moving to have those charges dropped because I guess they were filed incorrectly or some bullshit like that.
What a fucking
pretty bad look for the White Sox. Fuck all that, dude. We'll get to that in a second, but a really bad look because the White Sox, this happened back in February, and the White Sox tried to slide it under the rug, and then it surfaced. And still, after it came out, they, I think, just declined comment. They're like, yeah, we're not going to speak on it. He's still the coach.
What are you gonna fire him for DUI when they just hired him?
I mean, I guess that puts you in a tough spot. But
he shouldn't have the job to begin with.
It's a bad look to just to try to hide it,
sure.
And it's an even worse look once it comes out that you're just like.
But it's not even his fault that they tried to hide it.
The dude's like 90 years old. He shouldn't have the job to begin with.
Yeah,
he hasn't coached or managed since 2011.
Yeah,
and what a fucking dickhead that he gets pulled over. Oh. Here's my fucking World Series ring.
He did that?
He said, "Do you see my ring?" He said, I'm a Hall of Famer baseball person. I'm legit. I'm a Hall of Famer, brother."
I'm a Hall of Famer person?
Yeah.
Oh, what
I'm a Hall of Famer, brother.
You could tell he was just probably shit-cocked, probably swaying back and forth while he was saying that.
Hammered That's why fucking old people, don't get me started on this, they shouldn't even be able to fucking drive.
No, I'm a proponent of that. Maybe,
you agree with me or 70, you don't?
75. No, I don't think they should be banned from driving. I think they should have to pass another driving test.
Once you get
years old.
60.
No, 60 is so early,
65.
Dude.
You're going in for a drive.
Kevin would be rounding
65 is still wicked early.
Okay, 65? Fine. 70. You're going 75. In for a fucking driving test 75 every 2 years. There doesn't need to be some fucking old 80-year-old driving a motor vehicle when he can barely fucking walk.
Yeah, we know some old person who went right through a Cumbies. Or we don't know the person, but we know some girl from Western Mass's father was killed or mother was killed because an old person flew right through a Cumbies in Chicopee, chopped her in half.
Yep, what? I was just going to say that.
And that's when they started putting up those white bars in front of Cumberland Farms all over.
No shit.
They said that the EMTs needed, therapy after that. Yeah. I actually know the family, too.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, they're from Granby. Oh, we don't know any of them. It's like, this is what happened, 10 years ago, right?
Probably a little less, but...
Holy shit.
5, 6, 7.
Somebody crashes into my mom's fucking salon every freaking 3 months because these old people show up to get their hair cut and fucking crash into the place.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if it was an old person in that Walmart or the Chick-fil-A thing.
I think it was.
It probably
I think they went to hit the brakes and they hit the gas.
How
would they get a... Oh, it makes me mad, dude. Everyone knows my relationship with old people. Useless.
Yeah. Well, if they get banned, we got to get on providing a driving service for them and we can make it big.
Yeah. Let's cancel old people.
I'm completely fine with that. I just let them sit home the rest of their lives.
They pretty much have to.
Mandatory nursing home.
Well, I'm obviously half kidding, but a 75-year-old doesn't need to be driving.
Maybe they do. They have to go get food. What if they live alone?
There's some bright
fucking
75-year-olds.
Instacart or some shit.
There's 75-year-olds who are completely cognitive.
But I'm saying, if you can...
Yeah, so then they go and they pass the test with flying colors.
Sure. If your hands fucking shake and you can, barely, and you walk, a foot every time, you should not be driving.
And most of them are probably so hard of sight, and they just don't want to admit it.
Your coordination is so bad.
Yeah.
And they're just...
I was coming down 202 today, right by the Dollar General. Speed limit's 40, 45.
Yeah.
Everybody does 50, 55.
Sure.
And this lady in front of me was doing a solid 30. I shit you not, 30 miles an hour. And I got this big fucking truck right behind me, right on my ass. I'm like, dude, I can't move any faster. I was thinking about trying to pass her, but there was a car coming.
I had the exact opposite
made the
situation on 202 2 days ago or even yesterday. I was pulling out where near your old house was. If I was going to Lucas's, right there, you take the right.
Yeah.
This car was fucking by the consignment shop or whatever that is up on the hill. It's pretty far away. Apparently, it was chugging. So because I decided to pull out. I was just going to John Center. Had more than enough room, and this dude literally fucking comes up on my ass and almost hits me. He has to veer off the side of the road. Then he's riding me so hard, flipping me off, honking. So I decided I was only going to John Center, but I was like, all right, this guy's an asshole. I'm gonna drive 20 miles per hour until the Dufresne's right. So I did that with him riding me.
Was he actually really old too?
No, that person was just an asshole. I don't think he was old.
I was gonna say if he's old,
they don't get aggressive like that.
Yeah,
I think it's just some punk. But if you're listening and you got into a similar altercation,
maybe you're talking to a listener.
Fuck you.
Yeah, watch it out there on the roads.
I hate aggressive drivers.
Yeah, jeez, be just.
And while we're kind of on off topic, I keep having these bad fucking experiences at Dunkin' Donuts with people at the drive-thru. They're either assholes or way too nice, dude. I go in there, show up for a fucking iced tea.
Are you talking about the one in town here?
No, I mean I've had I have had good experiences at the one in Granby. It's usually other places like this one in Holyoke where they're what can I get you?
Yeah.
I'm like, all of a
donut.
Oh, we're out of donuts.
Yeah.
All black ice. Oh, sorry, we don't have any black iced tea. We just have green. And then I pull up to the one in Amherst, the one on University Drive by the CVS. I pull up, and he goes, what can I get you? Welcome to Dunkin' Donuts, one of the fastest moving Dunkin' Donuts in the country. And I'm like,
fuck?
I'm like, what do I even say to that? I'm like, haha, yeah. And he's like, so I'm like, I'll have an iced tea. And then I pull up to the window. He's like this hippie dude. He's like, hey, what's up, man? We're slinging you guys in and out of here like rice.
Fuck? That's awesome.
And I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, huh, nice, man. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, take...
I would give him a knuckle touch through the window.
I mean, that's more pleasant than every time I go to Dunkin' drive-thru and I'm like, hey, can I get a medium iced coffee with cream and sugar? Is that it? Like, before I can even get it out of my mouth, I'm like, no, I've got 2 people in the car with me. I'm going to get another one of those. Anything else? I'm like, yeah, I will actually say when I'm done ordering, Yeah. If that's all right with you.
If it's such a theme, like, is that like one of the more annoying fast food jobs than we think?
To be asked to do your job?
No, like, I'm just saying, like, you don't see this, like, theme across other fast food chains, like...
Oh, you saying it's a Dunkin' thing?
What is it like? What is making drinks more annoying than like working at a McDonald's or something?
I feel like I got an iced tea today, and I was going to stop and get. I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Then I feel like they're going to be fucking assholes if I just like when I go to Cumberland Farms.
Yeah, right.
God forbid you ask like, hey, can I have some mac and cheese bites? Like, yeah, it's going to take 20 minutes.
I actually feel like,
so much God forbid you do your job. I understand you probably hate your life. But guess what? You're working.
Much pressure in the Dunkin' lot because I'll pull up and I've never read the whole menu because I've never had time to do it. Like it's like I don't want to be that guy at 7 a.m. and be like, could I have a second, please?
I do it every time. After like 5 seconds, they're like, all right, you ready? And I'm just like,
time's up.
I'm like, I've read the like 2 lines of the coffee bar.
And then I panic and I get something gross every time.
Like I don't mind somebody being like nice to me like that, but when you're being overly nice. Like,
no, your guy was fine. That sounds like a funny experience.
Not really. I'm
slinging you guys out of here like rice.
Like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, it's a good story to tell now.
You just don't like hippies.
How about...
you just don't like people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying, how about you just shut your mouth, ring me up, and let me leave? I have places to go to. I don't need you and your little drama game.
Dude.
Like he's like in acting class or something, like it's his fucking comedy show. Yeah. Like, sick joke. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
I would have played it back at him.
I would have said something funny. Yeah, thanks a lot, asshole. You're probably a fucking fanboy.
That's kind of funny.
If you said I'm slinging you in and out like rice, I would have been like, haha, yeah, pork fried. And pulled up.
What the fuck does that even mean?
If I saw that interaction between 2 people, I would shit my pants.
Oh, I was not expecting you to say that. All right, let's
get baby pork fried.
Yeah, perfect transition to our betting segment.
All right,
Jesse, you got a parlay of the week?
Yeah, this isn't a plus money parlay, but this is just it's got 1 plus money in there. So we got Arizona +3. I like Arizona +3 against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are sliding right in front of our eyes. Yeah. Falcons money line against they're +190. Who are the Falcons playing this week?
You already said it. Saints.
Yeah, I know I talked up famous Jameis, but
contradicting yourself.
Look for the Falcons.
Jameis is winning that game.
Look for the Falcons to ball out. They're looking for an outside hope at the playoffs. Then Pats money line. So Falcons money line, Pats money line, Arizona +3, 25 to win 227. So that's a big one this week.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, I got
I like the payout.
I like the Pats 2.5. I think we should probably check that line, too, before we get to the picks against the spread, because it's been fucking changing.
Right.
I like the Packers at +2.5
okay.
versus the Colts. And I like the under of 47 in the Jets-Chargers game. 25 pays out 150.
I'm with it.
I mean, the Jets-Chargers... 47 is kind of high for a team, the Jets, that doesn't score many points.
Yeah.
It's really going to come down to how many points the Chargers are going to put up.
Probably 47.
And then, honestly, I don't really even have a lock.
You're just not going to let me do it?
Oh, sorry. My fault.
I'm taking the over of the Seahawks Cardinals game Thursday night.
Over 56?
Over 58.
58, Christ.
Taking the Steelers to cover 10 over the Jags, and I'm taking the Vikings to cover 7 over the Cowboys. Risk 25 to win 145.
All right, I like that. I always stick away from double-digit lines. I don't know why. I just do. Like
they're scary to look at.
The Jaguars are 1-8.
Yeah, they are. You're right. Their quarterback's actually not terrible. That Luton kid.
What, is Minshew still not playing?
No, dude. No, they benched him. It Robinson has been the story of that team this year. He's been awesome.
But the Steelers' run defense is...
Yeah, look for J-Rob to still get off, but you're right.
No, I would not look for that.
Well, he's on my team, so he better get off. He better get his nut off against the Steelers. That's all I'm saying.
You got a lock from now?
Yeah, I do.
I don't have that.
Actually, no, I don't. Lock of the week, Arizona +3.
I think that over that game could hit, but also,
actually, I do have a lock. Sorry, not to cut you off. It's
no, I didn't have much to say.
Pats Texans under 48.
I kind of like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, a couple stops early in the get-go, then you're looking good.
All right, my fantasy sleeper for Week 11 is this Miami running back. Gaskin is still in the IR. Salvin Ahmed versus Denver. Yeah.
Wait, who does he play for?
Miami. He was there.
Ahmed.
He got like 18 carries and a touchdown, like 80 yards this past weekend.
Where's Myles Gaskins?
He's
on
hurt.
the IR. He's on it for at least another week.
Yeah.
They just cut Jordan Howard too. So he's probably going to get a bunch of carries.
Is he available in
our league? Let's not talk about that. I probably shouldn't have said that on the show. So that might be a guy I'm interested in. But yeah, that's my sleeper.
I'm submitting a claim right now.
Okay, with your $8.
I mean $3. I have $3.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be...
right here.
You guys got a sleeper?
I'll be having that.
Andy, try and spell Salvin Ahmed.
Salvon.
Oh, you got it right there.
No, is that right?
All right, what about you guys?
My fantasy sleeper this week is Marquise Brown against the Titans. I could see him catching the deep ball.
I got one on the other side of that game.
Yeah?
I got Corey Davis against the Ravens.
Really? All right, well.
By the way, pretty awesome that he played in that Thursday night game despite what happened with his brother.
Yeah. And of course, leave it to Bleacher Report to zoom on his face for the whole first half until they catch him crying and post it all over social media.
I hate Bleacher Report. I think they're fucking
I mean, they're entertaining.
I like the app. Report. I really like the app. Bleacher Report
I don't have the app. I just follow them on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
They post a lot of highlights, but then they do stupid shit like that.
I hate that.
Nobody needs to see this guy crying because he lost his brother.
My stardom is Justin Jefferson versus Dallas. Dallas fucking sucks. The secondary is horrible.
He's a must
He's coming off of a good game too last night.
Mine is DeAndre Swift against Lions are playing. I gotta start writing down their opponent. Nobody knows.
Who'd you say?
Detroit.
Detroit is playing. I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, I liked the matchup. It's I like Swift. He's coming off a good game. They're playing a shit defense.
Carolina.
Oh, not that shit, but
I mean, they just gave up like fucking 50 points.
True.
Yeah, and 192 yards to Rojo. So
facts.
And my did you already give your stardom?
My stardom is our boy Jacoby Myers, breakout player for the Patriots.
All right, I can see that. The Texans' defense is not good, so.
My situm is, I think he's been my situm before. Jonathan Taylor, his carries are just diminishing right now. The Colts. He didn't get much against the Titans Thursday night. It's not Hines, is it? Or it's
Naeem Hines.
Yeah, he's getting a bunch of carries.
He looks way better. Did you watch that game on Thursday night?
Yeah, I did watch.
Yeah, he killed it.
It wasn't just like they were not having any luck running the ball. Hines was looking great.
Yeah,
and Taylor looked like shit.
Yeah.
So I think he's completely lost the trust of Frank Reich.
Frank Reich. Yep.
All right, let's do our picks against
I'm sitting.
Sit him.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
sitting Marvin Jones. Yeah. Do you want to just do the segment?
I just am not listening when you guys.
I'm sitting Marvin Jones. He's a bum.
I'm sitting Fournette on primetime.
Yeah, that's a good.
Coming off a really bad week.
Coming off a bad week. They're
Rams.
Good run defense. Rojo's probably going to get more of the carries. So yeah, sit Fournette.
All right, let's do our picks against the spread. This is the paper right here, right, Jesse?
Yeah, we're probably going to need to start a new sheet. We'll do it on the back of Andy's because my papers are going to be worth something.
Are we skipping that last topic?
Yeah, we're not. No, we'll do.
What was the last one?
So we were going to do like NFL quarterback draft. We'll do that maybe next week.
Yeah,
or something.
We'll have to free up more time for something like that. I also don't think we
got our power rankings in this week, did we?
No, you want to do that real quick?
Oh, I did have a quick one.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Actually. Let's do it.
I'll start it off. Mine was what the fuck is this sheet? Mine is Pittsburgh #1, still undefeated. Kansas City sliding up into #2 for me. Tampa Bay securing their top 5 spots, sitting at #3, followed by those 2 NFC West teams. Right now I have Seattle, Arizona, but that's kind of interchangeable. But yep, that's my top 5.
Pretty similar. I got Steelers 1, Chiefs 2, Packers 3, Bucks 4, Seahawks 5.
Okay.
I have Steelers 1, Chiefs 2, Saints 3, Packers 4, Bucks 5. They're back in my top 5.
Nice.
I'm out on Seattle right now.
I think Green Bay is the team who fell out of mine.
Yeah, looking back at it, I kind of wish I left Seattle out. Although I just said I was going to pick them to win that division. But
hey, I think my power rankings have probably changed like insane the last few weeks. So, yeah, Jesse, I'm going to read off the lines.
Yeah. Yep. In just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the Steelers and Chiefs are the only ones who have stayed put at the top 2 spots. Everything else has been subject to change.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers are a good team. They haven't played a lot of... I mean, they have a win over Baltimore and a win over the Titans, but they beat a lot of bad teams.
Yeah.
But man, it's looking like they're going to be 10-0 going into Thanksgiving night against the Ravens, so that's going to be a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Baltimore is coming off a bad loss, I still think a division game like that is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Other two Thanksgiving games fucking suck.
All right, let's hear them.
All right, what are the records, though?
So right now we got... I'm sitting at 25-20. You're sitting at 22-1. Andy's sitting at 16-29.
Shouldn't you have a 1 too, though?
No, I got that one wrong. I had Buffalo.
You did.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be them covering? If it's 2? Or am I just...
No, because Arizona was 2.
Yeah, I'm not thinking.
I think Arizona's favored by 2.
No, you're right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right here, Arizona -2. Jesse and I both picked Buffalo.
No, I think that would be a push for all of us, wouldn't it? Because Buffalo's also covering too, technically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's right. So I'm that would make me 24-19-1.
Yeah.
19-1, and Andy would be 16.
Wait, how is it a push if they won by 2 and they covered 2?
Arizona covered. If they only lost by, because that means Buffalo was +2, and they lost by 2.
So it's a push.
Okay.
It's kind of confusing, but
good call there. All right,
so how many?
I want to write them all down at once.
So first up, Thursday Night Football, we got Arizona +3 versus Seattle.
Arizona, Seattle. You said Arizona's +3?
Yep.
Okay.
Next up, we got Houston is +2.5 versus the Pats.
All right.
Next up, Sunday Night Football, Vegas is 6.5-point underdogs versus the Chiefs.
Okay.
Monday Night Football, the Rams are 3.5-point underdogs versus the Bucks.
They're underdogs, right?
Yep.
So you said 3.5?
Yep. And then lastly, the Eagles are 3.5-point underdogs versus the Browns.
All right.
So what are our records again one more time?
So I'm 24-19-1. RJ's 22-22-1. And let's even add up.
22.
No. Oh, no, because I would still be 25. I would still have the same amount of wins.
Yeah, correct.
25-19-1, and Andy's 16-20.
So how many games are we in right now? 55 or
yep.
45?
45. Yep. 45 games in. RJ's 22-22-1. Andy's 16-28-1.
That makes sense, right? That means we've done 8 weeks.
Yep.
And no, 9 actually, right?
Yeah. Yep. For 45. This will be This is our 9th week.
Yeah, and since this is our 10th.
We're 40. Yeah. Yep. This is our 10th.
So we missed 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a turnaround, though, huh?
Dude, I fucking have fallen off a cliff big time.
All right.
I can't believe I'm back.
Need a few 5-0 weeks here.
All right. Arizona, Seattle -3. I'm gonna stick to my parlay and go Arizona.
I'm going Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle.
Love it. All right, we got the Houston game with the Pats. Pats -2.5. I'll take the Pats to cover. I think that's going to be unanimous.
Yeah, Pats.
I'm doing the same.
KC Raiders. KC -6.5. Give me Vegas.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'll take Vegas.
Tampa -3.5 against the Rams. I'm gonna give me the Bucks. I think the Rams are gonna have a flop game.
I'll take the Rams. A lot of good games.
Yeah, for real.
I'll take the Bucks.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Could see that going either way there. This is a shitty one. Cleveland -3.5 against the Eagles. I mean, give me Cleveland by default.
Cleveland. All day.
I'll take the Eagles.
You're tired.
Both teams need it. It's gonna probably be a dogfight. So
3.5, lose by a field goal.
a lot of a lot of room for everyone to pick up some games here. Actually, other than me and Andy, Andy's only got one different pick, but yeah,
that's all right.
Well wishes to
how many
boys.
games is
here for fun,
how many
boys.
games is Andy behind now? I know I'm 3
Andy.
down.
Oh yeah, so yeah, out of first, RJ's 3 games out, and Andy is 9.
Oh, 9?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't think
anything could happen.
I didn't think it was
asshole?
that. I didn't think it was that
He's
bad.
got
I
to
thought
make
it was
guys,
like
and you
6
guys
or
had
7.
that dipshit Peter pick my picks fucking last week, so I would have gone 5-1. I hated every pick he made.
All right, you guys good?
Anything
else? Any off-topic stuff?
Check in on this Kent State over 91.5 I've got going here.
You guys been watching any TV shows or movies?
I watched a really weird movie last night.
Yeah, I watched some shit recently. What did you watch?
It's called Black 47.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's an Irish movie. It's actually really good, but you have to watch it with subtitles because they speak like traditional
old Irish. Yeah.
I just started watching that stupid ass show. I keep seeing on TikTok. Teacher.
Oh,
it's pretty fucking horrible.
Have either of you guys watched The Queen's Gambit yet?
Yeah,
I almost put that on.
I've been telling you.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
To watch it.
What's
it's
it
awesome.
on?
It's about this young chess prodigy. She grows up an orphan.
That's why you want
young
to bring your
chess prodigy.
Chess, like a board game.
Yeah,
chess.
Like chess.
No, they make it really entertaining. And yes, chess.
I'm out.
You should watch it. It's good. I also watched this movie from you know who the Safdie brothers are? I'm pretty sure they did Uncut Gems, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the movie. It stars Rob Pattinson and his brother. They do like a bank robbery and it goes wrong.
Good time.
I
just watched that too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And I watched Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse.
I've heard about. You know which one
that movie
I want to watch?
Fucking weird.
I've heard that with him and what's the other guy's name?
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. They both look really fucking weird.
Another movie you have to watch with subtitles, even though it's all in English. It's like very old timey English. Yeah.
Lastly, I want to watch that movie on Netflix that has Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, The Devil All the Time. They're advertising that a lot. Yeah. Gotta check that out.
Is that a Netflix original?
Yeah, Netflix original.
I started watching The Mandalorian too.
I tried watching it. Started a little slow, but I gotta go back and watch it. People talk it up.
Isn't Baby Yoda getting canceled?
Why?
No.
Why?
Yeah, because
I'm only like 3 episodes
like this whole
in.
thing. I've not seen any bit of it, but there's like one character who was like hunting for like her eggs or something like that, and then it like shows like Baby Yoda eating the eggs, and they're like, this is just another like undertone of misogynistic.
Oh my god, Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Well, update before we let you go on my over 91.5. We got 49-28 Kent State, so they're at 77 points with 9 minutes to go in the third. That's gonna happen.
What is it again? No, 91.
91.5. So they need.
Yeah, that's hitting. That's gonna hit. That's probably gonna hit by the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that was my chase. That was my to make up for the.
Oh, they're in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you next week.
Peace.